I've had a lot of people ask me in the past few days if the governor, lawmakers, and their staffs will be subjected to the furloughs, and the answer is no. They are all part of the group that is exempt from the furloughs. Meantime, I have found another large group of people who do receive a state paycheck who also will not be subjected to the furloughs. State prisoners. That's right, you pay state prisoners for the work they do behind bars. It is not a lot of money, but again, if law-abiding citizens have to give up their pay, what about convicted criminals? State workers on the concourse, furloughs. State workers on the plaza, furloughs. State prisoners behind bars paid weekly by you, no furloughs.
Are you surprised to hear that state prisoners are going to get paid while state workers might get furloughed?
Surprised in New York State? No. Disappointed, yes.
At last check, there are 57,255 people in state prisons. They're paid meager wages, money that can be spent in the prison commissary. Mary Cavany is the new Deputy Director for Public Safety in New York and oversees the Department of Correctional Services.
State workers are being asked to dock their pay. Why aren't we asking state prisoners to have their pay docked as well?
You know what? They make 10 cents an hour or something like that. So I think that we could always do that, but it is such a minute amount of cash, and a cash that I think that helps keep the balance in the prisons. If prisoners are, dedicated to their jobs and working hard and counting on that 10 cents an hour or whatever, I think it actually keeps the peace in a lot of places. I mean, it's something that could be looked at, but given our fiscal crisis, it would actually have no effect on our financial crisis. But it's an interesting concept.
According to Correctional Services, prisoners' pay is on average about $1.05 a day. I'll do the math for you. If they all took one furlough day a week, that would be $60,117 a week in savings. Not a lot, but every little bit helps. I took this to lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, and they weren't happy to hear it.
State prisoners get paid. They're not going to be furloughed. State workers will be furloughed. Is there an inequity in that?
Well, I think the inequities are pretty clear from that. I certainly would not want to have to answer that question from a state worker who says, why are you cutting my pay by 20%, yet continuing to provide felons, convicted felons, with their per diem. And I think I was not aware of that until just now, but I can certainly see the inequities with that.
Did you realize that state prisoners are not going to be furloughed? They'll keep getting paid while the state workers don't?
Well, that's certainly ironic. And on the furlough issue, I understand we're all looking to save money during these tough fiscal times, but I wish the governor would propose something that wasn't unconstitutional.
But if the state furloughs were to go through, would you be on board with state prisoners also abiding by that same policy?
Absolutely. I mean, if we're going to cut costs, we have to do it across the board.
Now, the argument that taking a day's pay from state prisoners could be disruptive in the prisons is certainly a valid one. But as for the argument that $60,000 a week won't make a difference, is insignificant, well, right here, I have a press release from the state controller, Tom DiNapoli, from a while back, in which he applauds the city of Binghamton for saving $49,000 a year in lighting costs. Again, that's a year. The $60 grand that we're talking about here that would be saved by docking prisoners' pay, well, that would be just per week.